Steven Universe Future, episode 14 titled Growing Pains, is tragic for all the wrong kind of reasons. And it's weird to say that, as tragedy comes in many forms: the loss of a loved one, the loss of something precious to you, the loss of a home, something along those lines. No, this episode is tragic because of the implications behind it. And, well, it had a very personal effect on me, honestly. As Steven Universe Future, as I've gone forward, really has, especially with current events in my own personal life. And I wonder if that's the same case for you. Let's jump in. We start off with Steven kind of wallowing in the sadness of past events, namely the last episode, in which he proposed to Connie and was rejected. She didn't give him a definite no, it's too soon. Not right now. We have so much else going on, especially Connie, that she couldn't do that for him right then and there. And so Steven's kind of devastated by all of that. He tries to contact the gems, but they're off doing something and can't be contacted. The very idea of Connie sends him into his pink mode, and so he tries to contact his dad, who's on tour with Sadie and Shep, as he became their manager, getting out there, doing his thing. But, while he's having a great time, just touring with all of them, Steven, really is looking forward to him coming back home so he can talk about everything that's been going on with him, to just get some clarity from his father. But unfortunately, the tour's been extended because of how successful Sadie has been doing with Shep. And Steven, you know, doesn't want to bog his dad down with his, well, to him, insignificant issues. And that's kind of become the problem. He feels that his issues are so insignificant, he shouldn't be bothering people with their personal lives. They're out doing things, living their lives, having a great time. He doesn't want to bring them down with what feels like petty issues to him. And uh, speaking of which, he sees the glow stick that he tried to propose to Connie with, and it just sends him into this fit of swelling and growing, ripping through his pajamas. And even a call from Sadie just causes his hand to swell, and he answers it accidentally, despite the fact that he wanted to send it to voicemail, not wanting to confront Connie in any way, shape, or form. Connie's been worried about Steven because of everything that happened when they last met, and she sees that Steven is swelling in weird and out of control ways, so she recommends that he see her mother, see a doctor about everything that's been going on with his body. So he meets up with Dr. Maheshwaran, and just to kind of possibly get a grasp of what's been going on with Steven. While he is half gem, he's still half human. So maybe there's some kind of clue in his human half that, can't be explained with his gem half, or they can rule something out in terms of his human half. So, once Stephen reveals to Miss Dr. Maheshwaran that he's never seen a doctor in his life before. She questions that and is very shocked by that, the fact that a 16-year-old boy has never been to a doctor once in his life. And that immediately sends Stephen into a stress filled swelling fit, and she does her best to calm him down, but it's just really getting out of control. She tries to run tests, his powers kind of block her off at every turn, but the x-rays show that Stephen has suffered various forms of trauma to his body, but his body has managed to heal them quickly, which goes to show that everything that Stephen Steven has been through, the things that he survived, yes, his human body has been physically harmed by them when they happen, but because of the nature of his body with his gem half, it immediately healed as soon as it happened, showing that yes, he was being hurt in ways that should have been catastrophic to a normal person. His gem half saved him at every turn. However, she notes the fact that while his body might have healed, his mind maybe not so much. The mind needs time. Your chemicals are released to help you deal with certain things in your life, but dealing with everything that he has, she starts to wonder how much stress, how many traumatic events might have happened to him in his past. And he just starts to think back to everything that has happened to him over the course of the series. All the stress, the world ending events, the life threatening situations, the potential loss of friends, loved ones, family, just everything. He's been through nothing but stress, nothing but trauma. And she notes that, with everything that he suffered through, it might have gotten to a point where his body just sees every kind of even slightly stressful event as an assault on his being. And she knows that while this might only have been happening now, it might be because he feels that he's losing some form of support in his life. Like something just kind of caused things to just continue to spiral onward and onward. And it got to this point because of something specific. And immediately he thinks back to the moment he proposed to Connie, the moment he was rejected. And he just starts swelling uncontrollably, and it just gets so out of hand. Connie comes in worried, and Dr. Maheshwaran notes that there must be kind of some kind of stressful event that happened recently that his body's responding to as trauma, and immediately Connie knows what happened. Immediately Connie starts to feel guilty, and while Steven just tries to tell her, no, it's fine, it's not you, I just need you to leave for a second, please, but Connie doesn't want to leave him because she's worried about him, and Dr. Maheshwaran doesn't want to leave either because it's a medical emergency. His body is reacting, and she's a doctor. Of course, she wants to help. But Steven lashes out in ways that we really have never seen Steven lash out. And while they are trying to help, and while he shouldn't be lashing out at them like this, it comes from a place of just not wanting them to be bogged down with his emotions, because that's what it is. It's his emotional state. He's become unstable because of everything that has happened in his life, and just something minor, something that should have just been this little embarrassing thing, feels like the end of the world to him. But in comes Greg. Connie contacted him as immediately as soon as she got to her mom's doctor's office, and Steven is thankful for this because it's a sense of grounding. Greg helps keep him grounded to his human half and just to life in general. He's a soothing force in his life, something that Steven desperately needs. So Connie and her mom leave, and Greg is devastated, feeling so bad that he didn't know anything about this, and he just can't believe that he wasn't there for Steven. And Steven, is just kind of devastated. He tells his dad, it's just like, Dad, I'm just at a loss. I feel like every small thing, every small problem feels like the end of the world. I'm swelling in just ways that are just impossible to control, and I don't know what to do. I'm at a loss. And he tells him about how he proposed to Connie and just how devastated he felt when she said no, and this, that, and the other. He's just been having a rough go of it. But, Greg shows that he's there for him, and Steven's finally able to get his swelling under control, and they head home. He gets a nice cup of hot cocoa. It looks delicious, and He just notes the fact that with everything that's been happening, and he talks about what happened with Connie, why he even proposed to her in the first place, that he thought that maybe, he could just tag along with Connie in her life and maybe just find some meaning through that. But he realizes that that wasn't the right course of action. Just living vicariously through someone else isn't living at all, and that was the wrong call. And he's just realizes that he has to find his own way in life. And while he feels terrible because he took Greg away from the tour. But Greg's just like, no, I want to be here with you. You're my son. I care about you, and I care about what you're going through, because Greg's a damn good dad. And, he notes that, look, Steven, we just got to take this one step at a time. You don't have to solve every problem right here and now. You have your whole life to do that, or whole life to figure things out. The world isn't going anywhere. Neither are you. Yeah, life's too short. Anything could happen, but you've survived some of the worst possible things that could ever happen. You just gotta learn to take it one step at a time. Things can get better if you just give it time. Don't rush in to solutions, to things that, might not even be as big of a problem as you make them out to be. Don't rush into things headlong, causing things to be even worse, or for you to just be frustrated and at a loss. And, if I'm interpreting this wrong, that's probably because I'm projecting a little. This is all stuff I've dealt with recently, and lessons that I really needed to learn. Makes me wish I had watched this series earlier, because maybe I could have avoided a lot of heartache, because I just wasn't willing to just take a moment, breathe, and think things through. Take life one step at a time. Because, yes, life is too short. But sometimes you just got to take a step back and see the forest for the trees. Deal with the moments as they come at you. Don't let it overwhelm you. Don't let things get so bad that you make terrible decisions that could potentially just ruin moments in your life. Take life one step at a time. Do your best, and just look out for people who might be able to help you, because you do have people around you who will help you grow, help you develop, help you get to a better place. You're not alone. You never will be. As long as you have friends and family who are just there for you, anyone, just reach out. They'll find you. But tell me your thoughts in the comment section below. Did you feel like I was projecting a little too much, blowing this whole thing out of proportion? Because honestly, that feels what this part of the series is about. Just traumatic moments in a person's life. Because this is just Steven dealing with real world issues, real world trauma. He's been through some things that he feels shouldn't be affecting him right now, but they are. Your past defines you. Your past affects you always. That will always be a part of your life, and unless you learn how to deal with that in a healthy way, it'll blow out of proportion in ways that you weren't expecting. Maybe tell me, maybe you have a story of trauma. Tell me in the comment section below. You don't have to. It's just a suggestion. And if you like this video, leave me a like or a dislike, depending on how you felt about the whole thing. And subscribe and hit the bell icon. That way you don't miss out on my continued journey through Steven Universe. But until next time, I've been Duuz-Diz-Din, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.